In this bulletin, Ibom Specialist Hospital unveiled by Governor Godswill Akpabio. State government to set up think tank to sensitize people on resolution of national conference. And remains of former Burkina Faso President Thomas Sankara assumed to establish responsibility over his killing. Stay tuned for details shortly. A very good morning to you and welcome to ATBC 45 News at dawn. My name is Edu Ikon. The Ibom Specialist Hospital in Ekritam, Ituliku government area, set up to meet the health challenges of the people of the state and other Nigerians, has been unveiled by Governor Godswill Akpabio. Governor Godswill said the hospital is an adventure designed to stem capital flight as well as assist in boosting the state's economy. Ayana Paul reports.
Specialist Hospital, described as West Africa's newest and best medical destination, is built by the present administration and conceptualized as a regional center of medical excellence, incorporating international best standards and practices. Unveiling the hospital, Governor Godswill Akpabio said Nigerians for the past years have spent their resources on treatments abroad, which informed his administration to embark on the construction of the hospital. Chief Akpabio noted that with the hospital, which situates on a 44,000 square meter land space, with excellent facilities and other infrastructural developments, the future of Nigeria is in the state. The governor emphasized that part of the social contract between the government and the governed is to ensure that government is brought to their doorsteps and that their health is paramount. The hospital, he said, is equipped with the state-of-the-art facilities. He lauded all those who contributed to the success story of the hospital and also thanked the Ekritam community for accepting that the edifice be built there. Governor Akpabio spoke on some equipment and facilities in the hospital to include 309 special beds, offices, 6 theaters, private and semi-private wards, VIP suites, and 60 consulting rooms.
As the governor of this blessed state called Akwa, I have the honorable responsibility of ensuring that no Akwa child died from an unnecessary death. May this place remain a major training ground for health personnel, and may it also bring solution to all our problems. In the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ememe Basibasi, said the unveiling of the hospital has opened another chapter in the uncommon testament of the state, describing it as the avenue for medical tourism in Nigeria. Dr. Bassi said the hospital consists of main block, service quarters, underground basement with a tunnel connecting the buildings, and that there is an advanced ICT infrastructure supporting paperless hospital information system, radiology information, picture system, and telemedical facilities. Other facilities, he said, include internal medicine, ophthalmology, accident and emergency unit, children emergency unit, radio diagnostic facility, and the Toshiba Aquilion 1640 slice CT scan.
The hospital also has a fully equipped state-of-the-art cath lab with capacity for open heart surgeries, transplant surgeries, neuro and spinal surgeries, obstetrics and gynecology, obstetric and general surgeries.
Some of the Ibom Specialist Hospital project team, including principal partner Allchem Nigeria Limited Engineer Oliver Ebong, Engineer T.D. Inyang, Barrister Emmanuel Enoidem, said about 260 consultants came together to design the hospital, and that the edifice from foundation does not have block work, but it is cast to finishing.
We are putting together the best MRI in in the entire of Africa with 640 slides. There's none in the entire Africa.
See that the concrete and the block work itself was as if it was the concrete. And we, of course, we were testing all the mortars, we were testing all the mix.
We went to Germany, we went to Italy, we went to very many places. So I had to now work with them as my technical partners.
Put in place here the best, the very best in the entire universe. What you can find anywhere. That what is good for the best of the best anywhere in the world.
The representative of the hospital operators, Cardio Care Medical Services, Dr. Yomi Johnson, from the United Arab Emirates, lauded the state governor for the vision and promised to deliver the best healthcare services in the hospital. Some installed machines in the hospital include computed tomography, magnetic resonance imager, cardiac catheter, digital fluoroscopy machine, endoscopy machine, automated clinical laboratory, integrated operating theater complex, dialysis unit, emergency bay, digital dental x-ray, cesarean section operating theater, as well as delivery suite with full fetal and maternity monitoring. Eyageno Paul reporting.
Governance is to set up a think tank to sensitize citizens on the resolution of the national conference and the reasons delegates from the state backed or opposed issues. Governor Godswill Akpabio stated this at Government House U when he received 4 copies of the report and 18 copies of executive summaries of the conference deliberations from the Akwa Ibom delegation to the conference led by Otuekong Idansa Nkana. The report is here presented.
Akpabio also agreed with the delegates on the need to work in concert with other states with proven offshore oil reserves to protect Akwa Ibom interests and thwart attempts by a sector of the north to reopen the offshore-onshore oil dichotomy issue. The governor, however, disagreed with the conference recommendation for the removal of immunity clause, pointing out that the nation's democracy has not reached a level of civility that endangers respect for constituted authorities. He observed that the removal of the immunity clause will cause a lot of distraction to governors and the president and also lead to what he termed humiliation of authority. Governor Akpabio particularly applauded the recommendation that conference decisions be subjected to a referendum, mentioning that such a move will allow other Nigerians who were not opportune to be nominated to the conference to also make contributions. The governor, who expressed the desire for the country to remain united, however stressed that such unity must be anchored on peaceful coexistence with states benefiting from their resources. He promised to include recommendation from the Otuekong Idansa Nkana-led team in his handing over notes to the next administration.
I pray that Nigeria remains one, as you said here, one indissoluble nation, but I don't want Nigeria to remain one in crisis. I like Nigeria to remain one in peace. And I believe that peace means justice. And justice means you should allow those who own resources to have part of the benefit of those resources, whilst also extending the benefits of resources to others who do not have. It won't be a brother's keeper.
Earlier, Otuekong Idansa Nkana had informed the governor that the conference debate had highlighted the nation's political cleavages and interest bloc. Otuekong Nkana informed the governor that the 14 delegates from Akwa Ibom State successfully resisted attempts by some interest groups to carve out 2 oil-producing local government areas from Akwa Ibom to join the proposed Oil River State, and also made some recommendations.
The idea was for us to build an inclusive national consensus, also to engage in intense introspection about the political and socio-economic challenges facing our country, and also to provide solutions, and also to make recommendations on politically stable Nigeria.
Following the federal government's decision to upgrade Maritime Academy of Nigeria Oron to a degree-awarding institution, Governor Godswill Akpabio has suggested that the institution be known as the Federal University of Maritime Studies, Oron. the governor announced the suggested name with members of a body known as Oron Nation Elders Forum paid him a solidarity visit at Government House. Review the report is represented.
Governor Pabio said the Maritime University in Oron will continue to run national diploma and higher national diploma in specialized fields, in addition to other programs leading to award of degrees in technology and maritime studies.
The only difference between a normal maritime university and this one is that the current courses, OND and HND, will still continue, while they will also award degrees. Because I understand they have a lot of international affiliation, international certification. Yes, for the junior programs, they are being sponsored by a lot of international maritime organizations for the junior program.
On the Bakadip Seaport, the governor said 7 port authorities the world over have shown cashback interest to invest in the project. The governor said the port, when operational, would employ over 100,000 people. The governor spoke on the need for leaders of the Oro Nation to educate youth on the need for peace, community cooperation, comradeship and dialogue, since it is in everybody's interest that the port be built.
Our youth must be educated and sensitized for them to allow foreigners to come in to commence work in that place.
In his remarks, the leader of the delegation of Oro Nation Elders Forum, Chief Esin Kerem, applauded Governor Pabio's role in securing the upgrade of the Maritime Academy of Nigeria and building of the deep sea port. Chief Nkerem, who holds the traditional title Akpara, appealed to the governor to carry Oro people along and also strive to ensure that Oro-Calabar axis of the East-West Road is completed.
The university, Maritime University, you did the same.
An appreciation party in honor of the outgoing special advisor to the governor on technical matters, Engineer Etido Inyang, and special assistance to the governor on project monitoring has been held. The event was organized by the management and staff of Bureau of Technical Matters. Livingstone Daniel covered the story presented in our studios.
The appreciation party for the special advisor to the governor on technical matters and special assistant on project monitoring coincided with the Bureau's Thanksgiving devotion with the technical voices rendering praises to God. In a homily, Reverend Angela Ashong encouraged staff of the Bureau to see Thanksgiving as a recipe for God's blessings. The Reverend Ashong decried a situation where Christians constantly make requests to God rather than constantly thanking Him for all He has done.
That the enemy came against us, but God scattered the enemy in several ways. Why are we grateful that in spite of our own weaknesses and foolishness and our own human mistakes, God still favored us?
The Director of Engineering, Engineer Macpherson Okonna, said the appreciation party was organized by management and staff of Bureau of Technical Matters to celebrate the special advisor and special assistant for the service to the state. While the Director of Administration, Mrs. Lucy Tom, said the track record of Engineer Tidinyang speaks volume of his capabilities. Mr. Michael John spoke on behalf of junior staff of the Bureau, thanked Engineer Yang for his humility and accessibility.
When it becomes difficult, we retire to the upper chambers and brainstorm. And I see it that the activities in the field has added a lot of goodness to the work of the Bureau of Technical Matters.
For the mere fact that your staff says, oh, you deserve that, you should be in our midst today, let us tell you, oh, you have done so well. That testifies that you've been good in the borough.
Responding, the special advisor to the governor on technical matters, Engineer Eti Dunya, who was joined by other special assistants on project monitoring, nearly betrayed his emotions as a result of what he termed the staff's sincere show of love Engineer Yang recalled that Governor Akpabio created the Bureau to ensure the maintenance and sustenance of quality projects, and thanked the governor for giving him opportunity to serve the state.
I feel very uptight remembering the very first day we dedicated this compound to God. I want to thank God that He sustained me from the special assistant position to July 2009 was when His Excellency created Bureau of Technical Matters.
Responding on behalf of other special assistants to the governor on project monitoring, Akbarawa Nsobe said the Bureau of Technical Matters has been a training ground for some of them who came from different fields, describing their experience as beneficial.
I can boldly say that this is one department that has produced directors. We now have an acting director in Apiko. We have a director in the State Road Management Board.
Prayers were offered for the outgoing special advisor and special assistants by the Reverend Angela Ashong.
As part of preparations to usher in the new administration in the state on May 29, the Ministry of Environment and Mineral Resources has embarked on a cleanup of the Uyo metropolis. This and many more will be coming your way after the break. Stay with us.
This is a public service announcement. The government of Akwa Ibom State wishes to bring to the notice of visitors and residents of the state steps to take in preventing the incidence or spread of the deadly Ebola virus disease in Akwa Ibom State. The Ebola virus can be contacted through any of the following ways: contact with the body fluids of those who are visibly sick from the disease, contact with the corpse of somebody who died from the disease, contact with an animal that is carrying the virus, especially fruit bats and monkeys. Symptoms of this deadly disease include sudden high fever, persistent headache, diarrhea, vomiting, general weakness, joint and muscle ache, sore throat, chest pain, internal and external bleeding. To prevent this disease, wash your hands regularly with soap and water. Keep your environment clean and properly fumigate your surroundings if you have pests around. Report any suspicious symptoms in yourself or anyone to the nearest health facility immediately you notice them. Medical personnel should use personal protective equipment when handling suspected cases and corpses. Be careful when handling dead bushmeat. Spread the message. Tell your neighbors, colleagues, domestic staff, family members and friends. Akwa Ibom is safer when everyone is educated about Ebola. For more information, call the helplines 0812-769-8984, 0812-769-8959, 0812-769-8949. Ebola kills fast. Spread this message faster. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Information and Communications, Akwa Ibom State.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is AKBC 45 News at dawn. And now to the rest of the news. As part of preparations to usher in the new administration in the state on May 29, the Ministry of Environment and Mineral Resources has embarked on a cleanup of the Uyo metropolis, led by the Commissioner, Prince Nobong Uwa. The exercise was flagged off at the airport road, after which he inspected the pace of work carried out along major roads and streets within the capital city. Staff of the ministry desalted gutters, evacuated refuse from receptacles, and repainted curbs and medians of a number of roads, as well as cut grasses along road shoulders to give the capital city a new look. Interacting with newsmen, Prince Uwa hinted that it was necessary for the ministry to undertake the cleanup apart from its routine cleaning of roads in order to maintain the aesthetics of the environment in view of the envisaged influx of visitors to the state. Prince Uwa praised the Akwa administration for transforming the state and for laying a solid foundation for its rapid growth. The Commissioner also commended the Green Brigade initiative of the Governor's wife, noting that the program, apart from assisting in maintaining the sanitary condition of the state, has also created jobs for the unemployed. He pointed out that government alone cannot handle environmental issues, but called on the public to join hands with government to ensure safe and healthy environment for sustainable development. Prince Uwa warned against indiscriminate dumping of refuse, but to make proper use of refuse receptacles placed at strategic points across the state.
The Office of the First Lady partnered with us and we started this Green Brigade program. We started desilting, regular desilting, regular waste evacuation, regular vegetation control, and daily litter control. That really did the magic, and that's why Akwa Ibom now is one of the cleanest cities in the country.
Activities to ensure the efforts to ensure good career choice among students, Redfield International Secondary School has organized a career conference for its students. The 2-day conference, which had as its theme towards a successful career path, drew scholars from the academia, medicine, as well as representatives of the Counseling Association of Nigeria. Idara Bonse reports.
Participants, who were mainly students from the senior secondary school, were counseled on topics which range from career choice to problems emanating from wrong career choices. The Professor of Linguistics and Director Center for Gender Studies, University of Uyo, Professor Noba Surwa, explained that to be successful in any chosen career, the student need to go to higher institution. Professor Ra listed opportunities available in tertiary institutions for them after graduation, but stressed the need for the student to have passion for any career they choose.
If you're coming to university, you can choose one or two career paths. If you do well, you can have a second class upper. And when you get into that system, you can rise up to become a registrar of a university or a doctor. Can become a librarian.
Another lecture on pitfalls of wrong career choice. The lecturer, Dr. W. Udomiso, who was represented by Mrs. Jetru Achibong, defined career as the sum of everything one engages in a lifetime. Mrs. Achibong, who listed some of the pitfalls to include parental influence and gender barrier, noted that determination is a starting point to achieving success in life.
Children should be allowed to do what they have interest in, what they have the ability for, what they have the aptitude for. No child should be coerced, should be forced into doing what he or she does not want to do.
Also, Dr. Luna Bassi advised the student to be disciplined and not to hate any teacher. Other lecturers who presented papers were Barrister Yangdu Ntekam, Mr. Mfonosoro, Engineer J.P. Bassi, and Professor Nyawudo Ndayo. It also featured question and answer session as well as drama presentation by the students. In his reaction, the principal of the school, Mr. Kufudo, said they organized the conference to avoid the problems associated with wrong career choices and expressed satisfaction with the various presentations.
Help our students choose a career beginning from the subjects they are offering in school, so that they will be able to be very useful to the society.
Idara Bronze reporting.
The house has emerged the overall winner of the 12th inter-house sports competition of the Cornelia College, Afalco in Uyo. The event, which took place at the school sports ground, had 6 houses competing. Elijah Edith was at the sports meet and now reports.
Houses that took part in the competition were pink, yellow, green, red, purple and blue. The sports meet commenced with march past by members of the 6 houses in the school, corps members, staff of the school and parents. Declaring the event open, the chairman on the occasion, Obongawa Waikainang, said the school is one of the highly recognized schools in the country by virtue of its quality and products over the years.
If you are not strong physically, you cannot engage yourself meaningfully in intellectual discourse. So it is very important that all students must involve in one game or the other.
The competition, which also featured track and events, beauty contests, and traditional dances, drew participants from other schools. The Commissioner for Education, Professor Atom Antai, described inter-house sports competition as an avenue to discover sports talents. Professor Antai said it was in recognition of the vital role sports plays that the state government made huge investments in sports by establishing the International Stadium in Uyo. The Commissioner, who was represented by the Desk Officer for Sports in the State's Ministry of Education, Mr. Anthony Asukwo, advised the students to study hard, shun examination malpractice and cultism.
His Excellency has also intervened in this school by renovating your school buildings and giving Cornelli College a facelift.
Earlier, the principal of the college, Mrs. Teresa Estienibanga, while welcoming the guests, disclosed that one of the senior prefects in the school, Miss Wina Edem, is representing the country in badminton in the United States of America. Mrs. Estienibanga thanked the state government for rehabilitating the school.
Permitting therefore to express my deepest appreciation to all our benefactors and benefactresses who have in one way or another come to the aid of our school.
The event climaxed with the presentation of a trophy to Blue House, which emerged the overall winner, and also to Yellow House, which was the second, while Pink House took the third position.
President Goodluck Jonathan has signed two bills into law. In Burkina Faso, the remains of former President Thomas Sankara, who was killed in 1987, has been exhumed to establish responsibility. This and more in Channel 45's National Foreign News segment with Mercy Ikere.
President Goodluck Jonathan has signed two bills earlier passed by the National Assembly into law. The bills, which are now acts, are the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act 2015 and the Immigration Act 2015. The Senate on May 4 passed the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Bill 2015, which seeks to prohibit female circumcision or genital mutilation, forceful ejection from home, and harmful widowhood practices. It also prohibits abandonment of spouse, children, and other dependents without sustenance, battery, and harmful traditional practices. The federal government and oil marketers have struck a deal to end the current fuel crisis in the country. After a closed-door meeting convened by the Senate Joint Committee on Petroleum Resources, upstream and downstream, with the striking oil marketers, various striking unions in the oil sector said they had called off the strike. Tanker drivers have started lifting petroleum products from various depots across the country. The People's Democratic Party Board of Trustees has appointed ex-Defense Minister Dr. Haliru Muhammad as its acting chairman. Dr. Haliru Muhammad, who is a former acting national chairman of the PDP, was the only nominee and was endorsed as the acting chairman PDP by the Board of Trustees at a meeting at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. Dr. Haliru Muhammad will act as the PDP BOT chairman until there is a substantive election. In Burkina Faso, the government has exhumed the remains of former President Mr. Thomas Sankara in a bid to establish what was responsible for his murder since 1987. For years, Sankara's family had pressed that his body be tested, as they suspect it may not be the late president's body that was buried, and to actually establish how he was murdered. Mr. Thomas Sankara was thought to have died in a coup that brought his former ally, Blaise Compaoré, to power. In China's Henan province, fire gutted a nursing home for the elderly, killing 38 people and injuring about 6 others. Most of the elderly inmates could not move at all, hence their deaths. President Xi Jinping has ordered that all efforts should be put into finding out what went wrong. 51 people were reported to be living at the home. Also, a tornado in Mexico-US border has left more than 12 people dead. The tornado left a trail of destruction, tearing down homes, flipping vehicles off the road, causing floods across the roads, and pulling down trees. Authorities say emergency has been declared in 24 counties. Forecasters predict there's more storm in days ahead.
For that, we conclude our news. Just before we go, remember, you can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter on AKBC45U, on Facebook on AKBC Channel 45. And now, look at some of the major stories. Ibom Specialist Hospital, described as the foremost medical institution in West Africa, has been unveiled by Governor Godswill Akpabio. Also brought a report that the state government is to set up a think tank to sensitize the people of the state on the resolutions of the national conference. And that's it is from me. Thanks for watching. Wishing the children happy Children's Day. Goodbye.
Sunshine.